Nigeria decides 2023. Yahaya Bello, greatest threat to free, fair election. Deji Adeyanju says. Wow, yeah, because from what we have seen about the CCECC Construction Company in Kogi State being arrested, their staff being arrested for breaking and digging holes on the major road that leads to Kogi Central Senatorial District, and they are linked to the Kogi State government currently being investigated by police is a proof. Okay, so the Adeyanju is saying that Yahaya Bello is a greatest threat to the to free fair election, especially in Kogi State. This is a very serious one because Yahaya Bello, we don't know the kind of, and he's the youngest governor that should be smart and be a bit constructive and be matured, but he's not. As Nigerians file out to decide their next president, Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State has been described as the greatest threat to a free and fair election in Nigeria. Deji Adeyanju, a socio-political activist, made a remark while accusing Bello of cutting three major roads to the opposition stronghold in the state. On Thursday, the Kogi State government said the excavation of some roads in Kogi Central was a deliberate security measure. Can you imagine? The state government said the measure was to restrict criminals from using the roads to cause havoc. So is that why you should go and cut road? So what about the security agencies in the state? If you're having security threat and you're having criminals in the state, what about the police, the army, the navy, the air force? What about civil defense corps? You are a sitting governor and you have all the security agencies at your disposal. You are the chief security officer of the state, and you resort to digging of road as a way of controlling criminal activities, which in its own act is also a criminal activity to cut road that can lead to deaths, that can cause accidents, that can prevent INEC officials from getting to locations where votes are needed. Can you imagine? So this was disclosed by the State's Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kingsley Fango. However, Adeyanju tweeted, Yahaya Bello, one of the greatest threats to free and fair election in Nigeria, is alleged to have cut off three major roads in my state just to perpetrate electoral fraud. Dear Africa and the rest of the world, a governor in Nigeria called Yahaya Bello, who has stolen Kogi State dry, and his wife and family members are facing several corruption charges, has cut off major roads linking to the opposition stronghold ahead of the election, he alleged. You see? So this is it. So according to Deji Adeyanju, Kogi State governor is actually a big threat to democracy and to elections. That is true. Because Natasha Akpotu has also alleged that this governor, that is her campaign team, has alleged that this governor, Yahaya Bello, has commissioned CCECC workers, which are currently have been arrested by police and have been investigated to cut roads. Okay, so that INEC officials will not have access to those senatorial districts for elections because of fear of losing the election to opposition party. Now, the Adeyanju has come out to also accuse this man as being a threat to free and fair election in Kogi State. Okay, in response to the cutting of the road, what Kogi State government is saying that it is a strategy to control criminal activities on those roads and to those communities. How? A sitting governor, the chief security officer of the state, that has all the security agencies in the state in his pocket, can choose to not use the system that is in place to manage security or to manage insecurity and resort to a very crude way of cutting roads to manage security? Is that acceptable? Can you say that to a baby? Is this? I don't know why all these Nigerian politicians think they can just come out and say something and expect Nigerians to accept it hook, line, and sinker without asking questions. It is not crazy. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The excuse the governor has is to destroy the roads in the state. In fact, those road linking local government areas are actually state governors' roads. So to cut off his roads in the state just to manage insecurity And if not for during this election, why not? Why now? Eh? If not for election fraud, why doing it now that election is just few hours to happen? Eh? This I don't understand the kind of politicians that we have in Nigeria. We have evil men as politicians in Nigeria. Evil men, absolutely evil men. Absolutely evil men. The excuse that Kogi state government is giving for cutting those roads is just the worst anybody can hear in history. So absurd, unbelievable, and unprofessional. I, I don't undemocratic. I just name it. Eh? This is a sign of incompetency, a sign of wickedness, a sign of so many bad things, evil vices under the watch of this governor and across Nigeria as a whole. Eh? You are cutting road leading to major senatorial districts, and you are saying the reason for cutting road is to curb insecurity, to manage insecurity. Oh my God. It's quite unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate that this is coming from a sitting governor. So there are a few persons here that have made their comments. Somebody saying the US, UK, and other countries must put Yahaya Bello in their blacklist. That is true. One day you answer God call continue. You understand me? Yes, there is to Yahaya Bello. One day you will answer God's call. That means you will die. So continue. Eh? The evil that men do, live with them and even live after them. He shall be disappointed. That is true. Arrogance, pride, and greed, they kill your young politicians, and that is true. Wicked governor and a thief. His wife and children are currently facing criminal charges, fraudulent charges with the EFCC. Okay? The wife and all his cohort, all of them are currently being facing charges. And I'm sure he will face his own charges by the time he leaves office. You don't know what to say. Cutting off the link roads have nothing to do with voting on election day. The reason is this: most of the people are voting on their own streets, and more so, there is a very powerful order of restriction of the movement already. So why making unnecessary shouting here? You better find something meaningful to say. Can you imagine? So what is this man saying? That cutting off road is an excuse, that it's not for voting issue? What are you saying? It is for voting issue. Why? Okay, if not for voting issue, why are you doing it now? Why didn't you do it 3, 4, 5 months ago? Eh? How will the electoral materials and security agents get there? Stop supporting evil. That is true. You cut off road and you're expecting, and the election materials are supposed to be carried from wherever they are kept to the polling units today, election day. How will they get there if the roads have been cut off? And you are saying it's not for election. What do you mean? Somebody say you lack sense. How do you think the materials for the election will get to those people now? Yes, you cut off road, and how do these materials get there? And somebody's coming here to say it's not for election because people that are going to vote are already in their villages and their centers. What do you mean? What about the materials? What about security agencies? Now, wow. Somebody say, please and please, federal government, the world will come to our aid because Kogi State are passing through a lot. Can you imagine? Kogi State citizens are passing through a lot. When you were told not to vote APC, you were doing busybody here and there. Just endure to the end. Yes, now, because this issue of voting APC started for 2015, and then we saw what happened with 2015 and 2019, that they are the wrongest party. But people still voted them in 2019. So people have to endure. You have to endure it. Somebody say you voted for him and now you are regretting your action. This is another chance today. Go and vote for a credible person so you do not regret and start complaining about the choice you have made again. Okay? This can never happen with Peter Obi as the president. He must be a very local bushman. Okay? So nothing lasts forever. He will soon leave, and that is true. He will soon leave. His days are numbered in Kogi. No peace during election. Yeah? This is very, very terrible. This is very, very bad coming from this Kogi state government. Yahaya Bello has the worst record ever in the history of Nigerian governors tenors. So thank you for listening. This was my Deji Adeyanju is talking about the Kogi State governor.